Grabbing my da-da-da, thinking about shit that I shoulda.
Those were the sultry tones of Thandie Sabanda. My name is Nyasha. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. We appreciate that. Joining me, as ever, as I mentioned before, she is, let me tell you now, so happy to be here. She's so happy. She's like just absolutely ecstatic with the progress of the podcast, the direction it's going, her involvement in it. Thandie Sabanda, how are you doing?
This man wants me to do something really drastic on this podcast and really
I double do.
Anyway,
how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm absolutely.
We're both wearing some throwback garms today, aren't we?
Yeah, throwback things. Throwback. You know, I thought we'd take it there.
I'm wearing just a cheeky Sean John.
Sean John.
Sean John.
Everything good? You all right? I literally spoke to you about 4 or 5 days ago, so this is probably like the most you've spoken in the whole year. And I'll be honest,
because Nyasha doesn't answer his phone. Nyasha does not answer his phone. I don't know if anyone's ever heard Nyasha's voicemail. It's really funny actually. I might record it one day.
Yeah.
But yeah. We'll
some would say it's professional, but you know,
I think it's hilarious.
Okay, that's good. Well, thanks for that contribution. But it's not about me, it's not about my voicemail. It's about you guys at home. And make sure that you are liking this video, subscribing, giving us a 5-star review on Spotify, Apple Podcast reviews, all them things that it really helps. And remember, if you like Quickstop F1 merch, you can get it at quickstopf1.com. We've got some lovely things coming towards you in the next month or so. But look, we couldn't have a podcast dedicated to the opening race of the season without our most requested guest, our most favoured guests.
You see, wait, you see how bitter that sounded? Our most requested guest. Come on, our most requested guest.
You do it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Mr. I Break TikTok. Mr. I started a car club and then didn't invite Thandie because she can't drive. Mr. My Lady Writes Hits and I'm just a stay-at-home dad.
Hey.
Come on, Tomi. Woo!
What's up? How's everyone doing?
We're so good, man. That was a great intro, Thandie, and I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I didn't like Tomi when I was saying that. It was in no way bitter, but you know.
I didn't think it was.
Yeah, but it's fine. That's fine. That's what this pod is like today. Don't worry. I feel like I'm copy flack for something that I didn't do. I'm dealing with a heart that I didn't break right now due to your comments before the start of the podcast. But that's fine. That's fine. We'll deal with it. But how are you? How's your family life? We've had some news.
I'm all good, thank you very much. My family's good. My wonderful wife Camille is heavily pregnant at the moment, so we're gonna have a mini baby soon. I said a mini baby. A mini us soon.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Look at you cheesing. I ain't seen you smile like that since you called Max Verstappen a prick. That is incredible. No, congratulations, bro. That's so good.
The Quick Start family is growing. Tell your baby to get on the payroll real quick.
Wait,
love
there's a
to
payroll?
see it. On the payroll, yeah.
Yeah, get on the payroll.
We need a fourth member.
We need staff.
Like, we need guests, bro. We need staff.
Yeah,
we need the tiny little baby hands to do the stitching on the t-shirts.
Yeah.
What kind of child labor is this?
Oh my god. So Tomi, how have you found the off season? I think last time we spoke to you was obviously Quickstop Live, which was the last post race review we done. So since November the 20th up until this last weekend, the 5th, when the race was, how have you found the break? Were you happy for the break? Were you like a bit nonplussed about it? And I guess, were you satisfied by the return of F1 or left disappointed?
the break went faster than I remember it being in the past. I think because we had those years where, because of the pandemic, it got pushed back. So it felt like it was really, really short. I feel like F1 needs to work on its break media output, and they just need to actually like do stuff, because I know there's like an off season, but like, come on.
Yeah.
There's just nothing going on at all. But it was good. It coming back was interesting. Bahrain was testing was publicized and whatnot, and they showed testing, unlike last year, I believe, where they didn't show testing. So that was pretty cool.
They didn't show.
I didn't watch any
they
of
didn't
it.
show one testing, and then they showed the other.
Yeah, testing one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch anything of it because I have a life.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm glad that F1's back. And it was nice to see the car reveals. I feel like car reveals need to be a bit more like the FIA should, or F1 should be like, this week should be car reveal week. Because having a car reveal 2 weeks ahead of another car is a bit like, but yeah, it was good. It's good. It's chill. I mean, it's back. I'm not like blown away, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm not blown away either. Tommy, I'm glad you said that, because I've been sat here thinking, yeah, right, I was excited about it, and then I watched this weekend, and I was a bit like, I'm not that excited. Is it because,
After you.
like, this is unfamiliar waters for us? Is it because we're used to being on the winning side? Like, we've downgraded a bit, can't lie, like when you've gone from luxury to now, like, like when you're in a plane, you've gone from first class, and now you're sharing seats with people. You've got someone breathing down. It's a different mode. Now you're having meals.
Talking to the wrong guy.
Now you're having meals with tinfoil. Do you know what I mean? But yeah,
I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean, though. I think part of it is obviously, like, if you're a Mercedes or Lewis Hamilton fan, it's strange to not be competitive. But where I started watching F1 in 2006, I remember those years in the dark days of McLaren Mercedes, where Lewis was literally in a midfield car. But I don't think that's necessarily it. I think the issue is the regulations were meant to make racing more interesting, and it's gotten less interesting. I think 2021 was the pinnacle of modern hybrid Formula One racing, where it was nuts. That year was just crazy. And I think the regulations were supposed to, kind of level the playing field. But I think what it did was, now with the cost cap, it has meant that the distance between teams gets more and more. So if I'm leading this year and I can upgrade next year, but because there's a cost cap from everyone else, they can only upgrade so much. So it's just like this. So Red Bull's going forward, everyone's taking a step forward, but Red Bull's taking the equal step forward. And I think that I think the regulations need a bit of tweaking, personally.
Yeah.
Would you say?
And Bahrain is not very interesting opening to a season. I preferred Australia personally. I think Australia. Is it just me? I prefer Australia.
That track is awful. Are you kidding?
That track is honestly awful.
That track is awful.
I don't know what it is. I felt like maybe it's nostalgia.
Yeah.
But all I know is Bahrain isn't cutting it as an opening. I think I would prefer Saudi Arabia as an opening as opposed to
You know what
Bahrain.
though? Bahrain is a good circuit. Like, it doesn't have, I guess, the prestige or maybe the culture around it that Australia has, or I guess if you look at Brazil as like a racetrack, or Silverstone, like that heritage kind of track. But it's always a good race. Although I do remember tweeting at some point in during the race, like if Bahrain is this dry.
Yeah, the rest of the
then that doesn't bode well, because Bahrain is normally top 5, 6, 7 races, at least top third in like good races. So it's tight. Like I do understand. I do get what you're saying. Sorry, Thandie, I don't know if I cut you off. Did you have anything to say about the regulations?
No, not even. No, please continue.
No worries. That's absolutely fine. Thank you for handing me the floor. So I would say that we came into this race, and I guess on your point of the regulations, some people would say that as Mercedes fans, we can't cry or moan about regulations creating a one-team championship when in 2014 did hybrid come in 2014? Didn't it? So when the
14, yeah.
So when the hybrid turbo hybrid regulations came in, engine regulations came in 2014, Mercedes obviously ran away with it. There was some competition from Ferrari, but that didn't come in earnest until 2017. So in the fourth season, Hamilton and Mercedes won 7 out of 7 championships, 14 to 20, and 8 constructors in a row. So are we kind of hypocrites, or are people who support Mercedes hypocrites for saying after 2 years these regulations aren't working, they're not creating racing, they're not creating this and the other, when, you know, other teams have had to stomach that for 8 years?
I think where I would comment on that is that of the last 20 races, 15 have been won by Max Verstappen. And it's just like, bruh, Lewis never had that kind of run. Mercedes never had that kind of run. I think last year was supposed to be this exciting new regulation, and it was honestly boring because it was just Red Bull. And it's not Red Bull's fault that they built a good car. I just think the regulations have limited teams' ability to move up the pecking order. I mean, we've seen it with Aston Martin in the last race, that they've managed to, you know, kind of leapfrog other teams. But I'm not sure if anyone's going to catch up to Red Bull. But again, it's not Red Bull's fault. They built a great car. But I think, you know, when you blow over the cost cap, it also allows you to do that stuff. But anyway, that's just my opinion.
No, that's fine. Thandie, do you have any, I guess, okay, I'll ask you another question.
Okay.
Like, I feel like it was maybe this time last year, or was it the year before? Where did Ride the Glitch start? Was that this time last year, basically?
That was this time last year, basically.
Like this time last year, you coined the term
God, I'm literally...
You're pretty good at this thing.
Dropping bars, yeah.
So you're pretty good at this. You know, you're pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, no.
So last year you coined the term "ride the glitch" in terms of, you know, we were just supposed to take what comes with Mercedes, kind of, you know, readjust our expectations and kind of go with whatever comes with the Mercedes season. I feel like people were able to do that on maybe the thought that now they've sorted out the porpoising and they are, you know, they had time to get to know the car, that this season there'd be a car that at least would be closer to Red Bull, Ferrari, but certainly not fourth quickest car. So are we still
Fourth?
Yeah, we're behind the Aston Martin, bro. so it's pretty bad.
We're like,
you know what I mean? You know them times when you were like, now we're fighting with the Haas's. The times when you compared us to Man United, which seems even more apt given the events that this weekend. So
7 all round. Anyway, I see what you're saying. I see where you're going here. So you're asking me, you sold us lemonade.
Well,
but now the lemons have gone sour.
Like, yeah, you told me to make lemonade out of the lemons, and the shit's even sour. It's a hot day. You've not given me any ice. What am I supposed to do with these lemons that you've given me right now?
First of all, I want you to know, never trust me because I am a true liar. Second of all, guys, I'm panicking right now. I am.
Gunshot for that. Liar. Carry on.
What?
Oh my god.
Welcome back to Quick Stop F1.
Why is that so funny? And why were you so quick to jump at? Yeah, you fucking liar.
I don't know. It's for content. It's for content. You know, you're pretty.
Listen. By the way, those who didn't get that reference, it's from that video of there's like an Indian guy in a record. And Junior goes, "Don't trust me because I'm a true liar," and it goes. But hi. So when we coined Ride the Glitch, it was like, right, so we're just a bit glitchy right now, but it's clear that the TV's broken. Give it a tap, turn it on.
Just tap it on the top.
Tap it on the top. Give it like a once over to check if it's on or off.
Take the plug out and put it back in again.
Do you know what it is? Like, you haven't moved in with HD. And we're still at the ones with the big...
Yeah, with the back off.
It's weird, isn't it? Because everyone... With the back off, and everyone's, you know, they're talking about smart TVs, and we're like, huh? Who, huh? I cannot... By the way, guys, I cannot believe this new agenda that's going around F1, where we are now, like, treating Aston Martins like they're the big kahuna, as if they've got the big balls. Like, who invited them into the club? How come Aston Martin are in the club eating sushi and we're out here eating, like, dirt? Like, what the hell? This is really embarrassing. Yeah, I actually don't have anything to say. Yeah, I haven't actually thought of anything. When I thought of riding the glitch, it was actually a thought that came to me in the shower. So maybe I will think of something within the next few days that will give us some morale. But as far as it goes, I'd be embarrassed too, to be fair. I'm actually quite embarrassed.
Yeah.
Like, it
is embarrassing. It's really embarrassing.
Again, guys, like, I don't want to end up like the Ferraris. Like, good, get on them and that. But Ferrari fans are the most delusional people you'll ever meet. You'll sit next to it.
I don't know. I feel like
there's one group that I think might be even more delusional.
I want to talk to you, Tommy, because you tweeted something earlier, and I do agree with it. Do you think I'm going to try and word this in the best way possible, because I don't want to like make people angry. And if I'm saying something that if this applies to you, I'm not saying this in a negative way. But with the influx...
Come on, it's all hee-hee ha-ha.
Yeah, with the influx of new fans, right? Mm-hmm. And the way that Lewis is kind of... A lot of Lewis Hamilton fans will happily say, I am Team LH, I'm Lewis Hamilton above Mercedes, right? Mercedes are there to essentially provide Lewis with the means to win. That is it. Fuck George. Fuck Mike Elliott, whoever his name is, who designed this car. Fuck Toto. I've heard people say that Lewis should leave and go to Ferrari. I've heard Lewis should leave and go and partner Max.
I saw someone in an edited. Yeah, I saw someone that put like a picture of Lewis in like an edited Aston Martin.
Yeah, I saw that.
Ew.
Like, so I think there's a lot of people who listen to this podcast, and we appreciate you. There's a lot of people who love Lewis, and for them, this is probably the first time. Some people might have got into the sport in 2021, or they might have got in 2020, right? Or even like at the start of Drive to Survive, 2018. So you've only...
Was that 2018?
2018, yeah. 2018, 2019. I think it was when was the season Ricciardo went to...
It was.
Yeah. So
It was like 2018.
2018, 2019.
Jeez.
So some people have only known like Lewis' success and then the 2021 season. And now we've got the last two seasons, or the last season, this season. Do you think that...
2019 has started.
Yeah. Do you think there's an overreaction to what's happening with Mercedes? Or do you think people are perfectly... Or do you think the anger towards the team at what is going on right now is valid?
I think that people need to get a life, because they look, lambasting a team that you were shouting their name and supporting them 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, or 2 years ago, and be like, oh, my team, and then going to Twitter to tweet stuff that's on the verge of abuse.
Yeah,
I think you're not a fan. You are just someone who likes to be a part of winning.
Yeah,
in a sense, like I feel like a true fan of a sports team, whether the team is doing atrociously or doing amazingly well, will still support them. Yeah. And for me, I'm looking at Mercedes and I'm seeing one, ownership. They're saying, look, it's us. They're not saying, oh, this is wrong or the tires are wrong or blah, blah. They said, it's us. We made a mistake. We need to change it. And we'll come back stronger, blah, 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 blah. I'm seeing a team that is seeing the fault in their ways. And I'm seeing drivers like Lewis coming out and saying, we made a mistake, but we're going to come together as a team. The race finish, what did Lewis say? Guys, we've done so well. Thanks. Let's keep pushing. Like, we did better than we thought we were going to do, blah, 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 blah. And that's the reason earlier I tweeted, some of you fans are really doing way too much when it comes to the team you support, in quotes. Turning hostile because Mercedes are on the back foot is embarrassing. Instead of supporting, you are just being sore. It's sport. Teams have ups and downs. And that is what sport is. Mm-hmm. You don't win everything. Mm-hmm. If you won everything, it wouldn't be interesting. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think that those people that are tweeting and are spreading aggression towards Mercedes or the employees of Mercedes, I think they just need to get a life. Because if Lewis won the next race, they'll all be like, oh, we knew this car was amazing, blah, 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 blah. But your tweets are saying, oh, you guys are idiots, or this person should be fired, or that person should be fired. It's like, come on, man. It's not that serious for you. If the people that are actually being paid by Mercedes, like Lewis Hamilton, are still supporting the team, what right do you have as a fan who has no stake in the team to be abusing people? It's just, I don't know, man. Come on, man.
No, I hear it. I
love that.
I do. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a little clappy clap for that. Actually, I did.
Yeah, that was nice, Tommy.
Like that.
Tommy, that was actually giving like solid dad advice. I liked it.
Thank you.
Thandie, off the back of that, we had a race where there was some really good fighting between Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso. There's been a lot of division within Team LH about how far do you praise Alonso because of what's happened in the past between Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton in regards to, like, not you personally, sorry, like in general, like the fandom in general. How much do we praise Alonso? So do you think, given everything that's happened in the past, but you've seen them hugging after, they just put on some incredible racing, and even I had to tweet like, fair play to Fernando for that move at turn 10, because I've seen that in F2. I've not seen that in F1. Like, I'm sure someone will be in the comments like, well, I think you'll find that Raymond Grosjean stuck it on Kevin Magnussen in 2018.
Yeah, Raymond Grosjean is come on,
just
man.
see what Grosjean done in the lead. That last one. No, bless him. To be fair, no. Moving scotch.
Real Grosjean style, boy.
I'm so dyspraxic, man. Oh my god. Why did I do that? But anyway, your thoughts on Alonso? Is he a reformed man? Do we still need to keep our distance?
Guys,
no, man. It's just because he beat Lewis. That's why he was being positive. If Lewis suppied him, if Lewis took that position back, Alonso would have been talking the most, man. Oh my goodness.
Alonso only actually chats shit about Lewis when he's in a car at an advantage and he can actually win against Lewis. Let's make that very clear. Okay. Like history has proven numerous times. However, I'm going to admit that I was one of those people who was like, fucking hell, Alonso, I'm gassed for you, I'm well happy for you. So already kudos on that. I can understand why people are super twisted on whether we support Alonso or not. Alonso, if you type in Alonso Hamilton, you will find millions of quotes from Alonso completely bashing Lewis Hamilton, but it's definitely always been a classic Tom and Jerry act between the two, and it's stuff it's good for TV. We always like to see Lewis and Alonso do cat and mouse, and it's always fun. I think Alonso plays Tom, and I'd say Hamilton's Jerry. So yeah. I think it's entertaining. But
Tom's the cat, right?
Wait, Tom's the cat, Jerry's the mouse. Lewis is the mouse,
Yeah, I was going to say.
Tom's the cat.
Oh,
Did you guys used to watch Tom and Jerry? The one you want to get on the winning side is Lewis, yeah. Would it be a conflict of interest to turn around and say, I am both a Lewis Hamilton stan?
Yeah.
Would it be a conflict of interest to kind of say, I'm a Lewis Hamilton stan and an Alonso stan?
Yes, that would be.
It would be a conflict of interest, Tommy. However, listen, what people do behind closed doors is none of our information. Like, it really is none of our business. If you then bring it onto the internet and then you want to have a solid argument about the two and trying to justify it, then it becomes my business. However, you can openly say, I'm a fan of Formula One and I'm a fan of two very good historical drivers, and there was no one question you on that because they are two historical drivers. You can question it if you were to say, like, stuff like Alonso is a way better driver than Lewis Hamilton. Like, be fucking for real.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? But you know, I hear it though. Like, I was one of those people who was gassed for for Alonso.
Oh, look, honestly,
evidence, yeah.
As someone who has been on this podcast and slandered Alonso any chance I've got, I actually wanted to say, to put to both to you, it's almost like, you know, in music when someone has like a shady past. And then you have people that are like, you need to cancel this person.
Give us an example. Okay, Kodak Black.
I'm trying to think of someone who's not done something like illegal. Like, do you know what I mean? No, because that's like, sexual assault is like quite a part. I've just realised, guys, that any sound effects that I thought I was playing were not playing. So shout out to everyone on the podcast who thought we were playing sound effects. I've just got them back on now. You were just singing Ice Spice. Let's say, for example, not Ice Spice. No, I can't use Ice Spice. Okay, let's just say
Kim Kardashian. Okay, let's say Kimmy K. Not done anything.
Okay, yeah.
But why were we going to use Ice Spice?
Well, no, I was just going to say, let's say Ice Spice did some stuff that people like you should be cancelled. But Kim K, right? Kim K has continuously kind of, you know, plagiarized or like, what's the word, appropriated black culture, people have said, right? Let's say she's appropriated of black culture. She had you know, that time she come out of the sea with the cornrows and obviously whatever aesthetic that she has, right? I'm not
he thought she was Bo Derek
with her hair in a twist. So
yeah.
So all of that, right? Given everything that people say about Kim Kardashian, if Kim come out with the fire skims, I'm saying, like, you were looking at the skims and it was like, I need to cop that. But you've got people on Twitter like, if you cop this, you're enabling someone who has done X, Y, Z with blah, blah, blah. And I'm not equating stuff Kim's done to like stuff Alonso's done, because I'm a little bit like, but let's say, do you know what I mean? But do you push forward with your original view of what this person is doing right now is sick, and I'm going to separate the person from the driver? Or do you, in sports now, do we...
You know what, I'm just going to tell you to pause, because are you supporting Max Verstappen? He's driving well, but he's a dick. So this conversation is
Tommy.
Okay, no,
wait,
this is good.
Wait, okay, but I can. As much as I don't like Max Verstappen, I'm not about to sit there on a big old hill and say Max Verstappen's not a good driver, because now
but no one's saying he's not a good driver.
I'm just wrong and strong. Do you know what I mean? You're just being wrong and strong.
No one's saying Alonso's not a good driver.
No.
You said, is it a conflict of interest to support both Lewis Hamilton and Alonso? And I think it is, because remember Belgium 2022, Fernando said Lewis Hamilton cracks under pressure of Max Verstappen, and he also called Hamilton an idiot.
He actually said this guy, he can only fight when he's at the front, when he starts a pole and he's at the front, or something along those lines.
And then this weekend he's saying Lewis is a great driver, he's one of the greats. You're just saying that because you overtook him, man. No one's trying to hear that. Fernando Alonso, do you know what he is? He's a little snake, a little serpent, just slithering in here, in and out of there. Like, nah, man. Every single team he's left with issues. What? Renault, issues. McLaren, issues. Renault again, issues. Ferrari, issues. Who was he at last time, man? Who was he
Alpine.
back with?
I said, where was he last week, bro? I swear I saw my man over there, bro.
How many F1 drivers do you know that move teams that much? Obviously, it's him. He's the issue, man. He's the issue. You know them people that are in a relationship, yeah? And every single time is, this person's crazy. This person did this. No, it's you, bro. You're the issue. I can't support Fernando Alonso in negative ways. Man's on food interviews talking about Lewis Hamilton. Bro, what's food got to do with Lewis Hamilton? You're talking about, oh yeah, Lewis Hamilton hasn't got any friends outside of the sport. Lewis Hamilton this, Lewis Hamilton that. Hey, Fernando Alonso, I don't like him. Ever since that day that I tweeted and everyone was abusing me, saying racismo, calling out, saying that I'm this and I'm that because I was talking against Fernando Alonso. Nah, I'm never liking that guy, man. And when they were doing we stand as one. We stand as one against racism. This guy didn't acknowledge it, man. He said don't mix the two together and he was there standing up. Nah, man, I ain't trying to hear that. He should have stayed retired.
No, do you know what? After that, I hear.
I'm never tweeting about Alonso again. I feel dirty. I actually feel dirty.
I feel filthy. I feel awful.
Oh my god!
Like
just because a man's winning doesn't mean you have to be like, oh no, well done. Nah, you're still
trust
a dick,
me. No,
bro.
it's giving coup.
No, it is.
It's giving coup.
It is.
It's giving coup.
I'm standing 10 toes down.
Fuck all that shit. We stripped the black stuff. We stripped right to the black painting and the carbon fibers for this, mate.
Facts.
Like, no, we need to be doing it 100%.
Thanks.
Oh, that was.
All I'm
Also,
saying is
I'd like to
Alonso
know-
fans aren't being like, Lewis Hamilton is actually good though. So I do rate Lewis Hamilton. Nah, man, they ain't saying that.
Also, I'd like to know Nyasha's quick reference to Skims. Tell me you live with a bad B without telling me you live with a bad Badina.
I do. She's a lovely person. Thanks for putting me in that one. So, we are going to talk. Actually, at this point, you're going to hear some adverts, and the reason you're going to hear some adverts is, like we said to you, we just got signed.
And somebody has to pay for my nails and these t-shirts.
There you go.
Also, me and Yasha are on trying to live broke this year, so
We're not. Speaking of which, after this speech, there's going to be an advert, and it's going to be followed by an advert for our Patreon, which we've just launched. So, if you like Quick Stop content, make sure you're signing up to the Patreon. For a few quid a month, you can have no adverts. For, I think like $7.50, you can have an extra episode of Quick Stop F1 every week. That's 4 new episodes a month. And at the Merch Master tier, we will send you merch every 3 months, exclusive to Patreon. No one else will be able to have that. You'll be the only guys with that. That's a sticker, a mug, a full-size poster, and a t-shirt that will be sent to you in 12 months. So, to be fair,
and I will send you a personal message saying thank you, because I feel like everyone needs that personal thank you.
Oh, that would be awesome, actually.
That would be so
That'd be
cool.
cool.
I'll literally say, like, honestly,
Yeah.
send me your receipt if you've purchased a $7.99 one, and we'll schedule a FaceTime call. Lunch.
Okay, cool. Quite a few people have signed up, so I'm going to send you a bunch of emails, and that's going to be awesome. So, here's the advert. Hey! Welcome to the Quick Stop F1 podcast. Oh, wait, no. Welcome to the Quick Stop F1 Patreon. Yay! Too much? Okay, that was too much. Do you want more hard-hitting content?
Yeah, when you've got a lion biting into your shoulder, you're accepting I'm an antelope. Does that make sense?
A Discord channel where you can talk F1 with your friends, pre-sale links to all of our live events, and exclusive merch not available elsewhere. So, just like anything to do with Quick Stop, we have something for everyone. So, click the link, take a look around, and if there's something there that tickles your fancy, feel free to support us, and From the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate all the support, whether it's in the Patreon, in the YouTube comments, Twitter, anywhere. You guys are so supportive, and this will allow us to just go to the next level and be able to invest into the platform to bring you even more sick content. So from Thandie and I, thank you, and remember, keep it on the black stuff.
I've never heard an advert for an advert before. You literally advertised your advert.
Yeah, you know.
Like, that is the most Inception thing I've ever seen in my life. I said, before an advert, I've got an advert for the advert.
There's 2 levels of adverts. Thank you for staying with us. This is Quick Stop F1. If you're listening, make sure you're giving us a 5-star review on Spotify. Like this video, subscribe. Guys, we are... Okay, so we've spoken about Aston Martin. Well done to them. We've kind of spoken about Mercedes. I do have one quick question, actually. A big headline from this weekend. Let's get off the fans. Let's get back onto the team, because at the end of the day, we're all fans who want to see the team do better. Toto Wolff is quoted yesterday as describing this race as the worst racing day of his life. Do you want me to get it?
That was the worst for you.
Not for me.
If that was the worst for him.
Yes.
If that was the worst for him, bloody hell.
Let me get it up now, unless.
Is he being dramatic? Men can be quite dramatic.
They can be dramatic. But you know, that's just how they are. And also, I think it says a lot about, you know, how bad it is, right? So here we go. So, Bahrain Grand Prix, Mercedes planned radical change of Lewis Hamilton and George Russell off pace. Toto Wolff has planned radical changes after describing the Bahrain Grand Prix as one of his worst days in racing. Really not good at all. We were just lacking pace, front, right, and centre. So, it is incredible. I think there was another point in there where he was like, look, this Imola upgrade's not going to be enough. 3/10 isn't going to work. We need more than 3/10. So that shows that they thought the car was going to be quick enough, and it wasn't. I think he said, I think it needs to be much more radical in the steps than hope for a 3/10 upgrade. So it's peak for Mercedes right now. I'm going to ask you a question. Let's say, and someone asked this question before the season started, and I big up Cameron, who put this on his Twitter, and I've been saying to him, I was like, bro, he keeps tweeting about Mercedes and like, because he looks at numbers and stats and he's like, look guys, this doesn't look good. You know the people like in The Big Short when they're like, this housing market is about to crash, bro. Everyone's like, no, it's good. And he's like, guys, I've looked at the numbers, like it's about to crash. And then it's crashed. But he asked before the beginning of the season, what if Aston Martin as a customer team do better than Mercedes, who they buy parts of? What does that mean for like the likes of Toto Wolff?
It doesn't mean nothing for the likes of Toto Wolff. He has like a 33% stake in the team. Like, it means nada, I'll tell you that. He's going to be there next year smoking cigars. You know, make the car even slimmer, baby. Let's go. Do you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, everyone's been way too dramatic.
Yeah.
They are behind.
Yeah.
Bruh, again, I hate to say this, and people are going to hear it's a bitter pill to swallow. Next year is still there. And if next year sucks, the year after's still there. And if that sucks, the year after's still there. You know, Red Bull was suffering without wins for a minute, you know. Ferrari haven't had a championship since 07, bro.
All right, no, please, all.
No, that's not, obviously it's not in our Porsche. Obviously it's not in our Porsche.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is...
Not too much now.
There is still time to correct things. It's not going to be overnight, as people are hoping. but there is still time to correct things. The car
Guys,
the car isn't slow. The car isn't slow. Don't get it twisted, because we aren't at the back. We got 5th and what do we get? 7th? 5th and 7th. I think if they nailed the strategy and they understood the car a bit more, I think there's scope for progression. I think, you know, one thing that I was thinking that Formula One should do is the first race of the season should also be the last race of the season, and then we can see how every team's progressed, like on a controlled environment. You know, do you know what I'm saying? But last year we were sucking, and then we won a race. So
Yeah.
I mean, things could get better.
May I remind you as well, guys, last year, Charles won the race. Look where Charles ended up this year. Do you know what I mean? Let's take that for scope. At least our car kept going. It didn't stop. Give that kudos, right? And can we also remind ourselves, like, Kevin Magnussen was doing amazing this time last year.
Bruh, and everyone was like, oh my God.
Oh, the great white hope. Oh my God, Haas is coming. Oh my God, Haas is this. And I told you, like, this is a bit weird. It's getting weird. Not funny, haha, funny, scary. Do you know what I mean? And here we are, like, let's just breathe, take a breather. This car, by the way, is already better than the W13. I will openly say that. So, I'm going to say it right now. I'm going to say it.
No, it's true. The deficit is less. The deficit.
To quote one Toto Wolff, who I would hope knows something about his car, says.
Well, if he knew something about his car,
that's a question. But he says, I think we've almost doubled, if not tripled, the gap to Red Bull, and this is what we need to look at. He says it's 3 times the size it was when the car was bouncing. He said the car was crippling Lewis, and we were 200% better off than where we are now. I don't know. I'm not trying to get into panic stations. I'm not trying to say that we should get at the team. But I am trying to say to you is that Ferrari, you see how the Aston Martin got past Carlos Sainz? And then did you see us trying to get past Carlos Sainz, whose tyres must have been so bad, they were so bald, it was like he shaved it with a big razor, okay? Like, he was bald by choice. He'd eaten those tyres, and we couldn't get past him. I'm not saying it's good right now, and I'm not saying it's not improvable. I think what makes it worse is the noises coming out of the team that are like, we are basically fucked. It sounds like they're going to try and task the team with building a whole new car in a cost cap era. It's impossible. Like, Tommy, that is impossible. They look lost. And I think for the first time in 8 years...
Sorry,
Mercedes,
who looks lost?
For the first time in 8 years, I can't see the wood through the trees. I don't know, like, what's the plan? I think they...
So you have to chop down the tree.
No,
then,
for sure.
Because what, you just gonna keep saying you just gonna keep saying this for till
I think what
November?
I'm gonna say. I think what I'm gonna say, Thandie, is I'll give you an example. Like before Klopp came to Liverpool, you guys were a mess. No direction, right? And then you guys got a new manager and you got direction and you won all these things, right? Because there was a clear philosophy. I'm seeing us. When was the last time you heard a team principal say after one race, I think even one qualifying, because he said something in qualifying to the written journalists, and then he said it on Sunday to the media, this concept is fucked. This concept is not going to work.
I don't think that was their exact.
I mean, but okay. But he says, I think it needs to be a much more radical in the steps than hope for 3/10 upgrade. So he's inferring, and Lewis said it after qualifying. You know, Lewis said that we are. You know, this concept is fucked. It's not going to work. So I don't think. For me, I'm so used to Toto and Lewis singing off the same hymn sheet. And then it feels like they're on a bit of a different hymn sheet. And then also it feels like when they are on the same hymn sheet, they're both saying it's rubbish. And that's worrying, that's all. I've got faith, but I'm just worried that...
Nyasha, I need you to remember who you make t-shirts for. I want you to remember who you like cry in the mirror for. I want you to remember.
Did I cry in the mirror? I cried to you, my friend. Okay. I was crying on TikTok, like with the camera. That is crazy.
Nyasha, you made that in that Still I Rise video that you replay. You weren't crying.
That's crazy. You know what? You know what? I wasn't in that video. Listen, but that's fine. Carry on. You're such a hater.
Okay. So, can I talk, please?
Well, I mean, you're talking after you.
Yeah, I just want to remind you who you love. That's your boy. Like, back your talk, broski. You've done a whole podcast on this man. You have a portrait in your office of Lewis Hamilton. That is your guy. Don't lose faith in him. Lose faith in the team, but don't lose faith in him. Fix up immediately, please. Because I'm not doing a podcast with you for 12, I don't even know how many months it is. And you're just going to be saying,
I'm not. Okay.
Come on. Let's keep our
spirits high.
spirits
this was a safe space, but apparently I can't.
Still I rise.
I can't cry in the mirror. I can't.
You're crying.
So you do cry in the
mirror. There you go.
Lewis, you're gonna do better, Lewis.
I'm fucking it.
You did cry in the mirror.
That is egregious.
It's okay. By the way, I would like to say that men are allowed to cry.
Oh
Still
my goodness.
Cry.
Oh my goodness. Oh my god, you gotta go in. Still I cry.
Still I cry, tied across his chest.
Maybe just like a teardrop.
Oh my goodness. Now the Lewis Hamilton ops are going to start using that in their tweets.
Just me still
Instead of writing crime or they're like, still I cry.
But look,
no, but that's kind of racist. Still, that's racist. We can claim racism for that. You know. We can somehow we can.
God, that is crazy.
Racism.
Look, I'm not gonna get into what Lewis said at the race, but you're right. Okay, he was unhappy with the balance of the car, but I think we have a duty to the people who listen to this podcast to spread positivity. So you're right. They know more about the car now. And if anyone can fix a car, it's Mercedes. They outdeveloped Ferrari in 2017, 2018. They've outdeveloped Red Bull even in 2021 for us to get from where we were, Verstappen doing burnouts in Austria to winning Silverstone, dominating Brazil and the last 4 races. So it's possible for sure, but it's a long road. And hopefully, it's the first race of the season. Like, do you know what I mean? The first race of the season.
There's still time, man.
There's still so much time.
There's been years that Mercedes have had a terrible first race and then dominated the rest. So I'm not going to say we're going to dominate, but I'm just saying there's still time.
Listen, we're going through change.
Right. So that concludes. Oh, quickly. Ferrari. I don't even know where to start with Ferrari. Like,
I told you, delusional ass people.
Yeah.
And it's okay. Like, I wish I was that delusional as well. Sometimes I wish, I had that much faith in a particular driver.
So, since we last did a podcast, I happened to have bought a Ferrari. So now I'm like strongly a Ferrari fan.
I beg your pardon?
So, I mean, if it's not Mercedes, I want Ferrari to win. I may be a Ferrari part-time, Ferrari full-time, Ferrari enthusiast.
What Ferrari did you get out of interest?
I got an 812 Superfast.
What one's that one, Yasha?
I was about to say I have no clue what that is. I've seen it.
So
I've seen
naturally
it.
aspirated V12.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could have something. Jay-Z has a line, V12 with an engine. Wish I could take it back to
I
the
bought every
beginning.
V12 engine. Wish I could take it back to the beginning.
Come on.
I could have bought a house in Dumbo before it was Dumbo.
Do you know what I'm feeling?
I bet all those people that never listen to the album are gonna be like,
I mean, I feel like that's
about?
like honestly half of the people who listen to this podcast. Some of the references are just like, but hey, no one knows what it means, but it's provocative.
People going.
Yeah.
Also, though, to be fair, I think they might get that Ozzy Osbourne reference if they didn't get the hip hop.
Was that a cover though?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
a
it's a
cover.
Was it a cover?
Yeah.
That was a cover. You
Yeah.
didn't know that was a cover. Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, no. Honestly, I think we all have to kind of rally behind Ferrari to stop Red Bull because they're the only ones that seem to be able to. I think first race having issues. If we flip the script, this time last year, Red Bull had 2 DNFs, and then they went to win the championship. So I think Ferrari really truly has a possible opportunity to stop Red Bull. It's there. I mean, I'm putting all my positive energy behind Ferrari to do it if Mercedes don't catch up by halfway in the season. But I think Ferrari could do it.
We've just been told.
Okay, but we're saying Carlos, he can do
Well-
it. No one else can, right?
No.
Sure.
Charles,
Well, look, Carlos
I
had
think
problems with his
Yeah.
tyres all races. Carlos said, we just cannot push in the race. If we push, as you saw in my battle with Fernando, it nearly cost me a position to Lewis, just because as soon as we push in this car on these tyres, you just go backwards and you start degrading. So their tyres are absolutely gone. Obviously, Charles Leclerc DNF'd on lap, I want to say 42. Ow, that was late. So 42 in his DNF with an engine issue. I think that's just absolutely conked out. So I think you're right. Ferrari are the next ones. We need them because it's not going to be us, and we've seen from Aston Martin it's not going to be them.
I refuse for it to be Aston Martin. What sort of rebrand is that, please? You're telling me Lance Stroll could potentially be in a winning car. Are you okay? Are you
Gosh,
all
that's
right?
stressful.
Yeah. Deep that.
I mean, look,
Yeah.
Charles is saying they're going to look into the causes that made it happen, and it was, everything felt good. And look, he was, whilst he was within 10 seconds, and he would have probably definitely finished ahead of Sergio Perez, I think. It's a shame. We won that title fight, and I think, quick fire before we get into stars and donkeys. George Russell came out and said today that he thinks that Red Bull are going to win every single race this season.
That's a weird thing to say. Why would you say that?
Well,
Why would you say that?
It's a very. I'm going to be very careful with my words here, but it's a very British cultural thing that when you're not doing well, you start to blame it on something else. So he's saying they're going to win every single race this season. There's nothing I can do about it. Blah, 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 blah. I
you know what
just
it is? I do
it's
get
just like
it.
a
It's
defense
almost
thing,
like
isn't it?
self-deprecating. Like George is.
Like, well, we'll try again.
George is better, but also,
I don't know what to do.
Listen, I was raised on the whole thing that you do not chat shit about whatever team you're on. You only cuss them out when you're at home.
Yeah.
You're not doing it in public. You don't tell me off in public, but we can talk about it at home. Do you know what I mean?
Speaking of public, the same George was saying, we haven't addressed this. Is Lewis struggling or is he time managing? Because he's really slow. I can go faster. Bruh, he pulled out like a 3-second gap on George, you know. I'm just saying. I do like George, but I feel like that comment was, he said it in the heat of the moment. He needs to be better at managing what he's putting across because it's a team. Do you know what I'm saying? And then he got body by Lance.
Tommy, do you think George is a snake?
Yes.
No, I don't think he's
No.
I don't think he's a snake, but I think he's a competitor. That's what it is.
Thandie? Same?
Do I think George is a snake?
Okay. Do you think...
I agree with Tommy. Wait. I agree with Tommy. I think he's a competitor. I do think he would snake Hamilton.
That was my next question. Do you think he has the capability to snake?
Yeah.
Yeah, but let me keep it 120 with you though. If George was in front of Hamilton and Hamilton knew he could get past and the team said, you know what, let George have this win, Hamilton's not going to let him just take it.
Exactly.
You know? The natural competitor in these people, the only way you get into F1 is by being ruthless and cutthroat. As soon as you let someone walk all over you, it turns into a situation where... Wait, let me not say it. Anyway, it turns into a situation where you're firmly the other guy.
Yeah, I do want to definitely, again, repeat what I said last week, that this season is definitely pick a side in the sense of you either pick a side that is, I'm picking a side off a team completely with the hopes that the both members of the team are equal on who is the main driver and who isn't. Or you're picking an individual driver and saying, that is my guy for the rest of the season. There's no in-between, because the majority of the time you could pick a driver, but he's definitely not doing synergy with his what's the word? Yeah, he's not doing synergy with his mate.
Teammate.
Yeah, with his teammate. Yeah. So,
I understand what you mean.
You know what I mean?
I propose. Let's run through the teams, and you tell me who is the lead driver. So let's start with Red Bull. Who's the lead driver?
Max, obviously.
Ferrari.
I'll tell you who he... Okay, fine. Okay, we'll say Charles, but I don't agree... Okay, go on.
Do you think Ferrari carries them as equals? Because I don't think that. I think Charles.
No, I think Charles. Yeah, obviously we've been saying this.
Okay, Mercedes is Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis Hamilton.
It's obvious it's Lewis Hamilton.
Yes.
Let's go to Aston Martin.
Obviously Alonso.
Is it? Is Alonso the lead driver at Aston Martin?
He is. 100%.
Is Alonso the lead?
Yes, he is.
I think Alonso's the lead driver. Who is the most expendable out of the two? It's Alonso.
Let's get rid of
someone's gonna go. They're gonna say adios, adios, mijo.
Adios, yeah, fair play. And Daddy Stroll's gonna be like, did you get a picture with him?
Yeah. That's when he signed your sliders. So like,
amazing.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's say Alpine. Who's the lead driver at Alpine?
Ooh.
That's a hard one. That's a very, very hard one.
Definitely not Pierre. Come on. Do you think?
I think if I look at it from the outside, if I had to pick someone the lead driver, I maybe potentially probably would pick Pierre. But at this current moment, I think
I think it's Hunger Games at Alpine until
if you die, you die.
So I think I think
this is again the comparison with the bears. Some of these people are white bears where you'll be like, I'll never want to be anywhere near you on a track, and some of these people are literally brown bears where I'm thinking, if I lie down, there's a possibility he might not see me because he's a bit of an idiot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it, and I think as well, like I can't believe I'm going to say this, but the antelope talk. You know how much I don't know, Tommy. Last week, Thandie compared Esteban Ocon and Gasly to antelope, and compared them to when a lion chases an antelope and they bite it, and the antelope's kind of like struggling, and then they'll they'll just accept defeat and
Kilo
but in that, I just want to offer a slight adjustment because I've been thinking about it for like the last 4 or 5 days. And people have tweeted us about it, saying that was an incredible. I had people messaging me about that section. I think
it doesn't send me these things. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to talk after this. So, I think that we're going to find out. I think last week I asked you who was the lion, and you're like, oh, the FIA, because the pressures of Formula One, whatever. And we'll see. But I think we're going to find out this year who is the lion and who is the antelope out of Esteban and Gasly, and a start where on your debut in the team you go from last to 9th versus someone who through no fault of their own but has 3 penalties. That's not a good start. So one of them is on the back foot and one of them is on the front foot.
Esteban has that dog in him, boy. Esteban is hungry.
Yeah.
Esteban is hungry. He's not going to let it happen easy. Esteban's going to be like, cool, next race.
That's
watch.
The nicest thing you said about Esteban Ocon on this podcast. I can't believe it.
Listen.
When I say Esteban Ocon's driving the day, huh? Esteban Ocon. Oh my God! I wouldn't say.
Anyway. AlphaTauri. He's the lead driver at AlphaTauri.
That's a great one as well.
De Vries. No. That's another one where I am hoping, because you know what? There was a lot of slander about Yuki last week, and Yuki nearly got in there. He got 11th.
Fastest lap. Joe got it. Did he get fastest lap?
Unless he got it after Joe, but I do remember Joe got it right at the end. Yeah, he got it right at the end.
Yeah, I remember.
I do hope we see a bit of a dog from Yuki. Like, he does have that dog in him. Come on. He's got it somewhere. It's not the most vicious dog, okay, guys? It might be a bit for, it's a sausage dog at times, you know what I mean? But he can run in the park. He can catch the ball. He can go left, right. He's not one of them.
Left, right?
He can do something.
No. It's kind of like Teddy, like my dog, like absolutely quiet.
Yeah, Teddy.
But then if the door goes, bro, you think this guy? Do you know what I mean? Bless him. Hope he's okay wherever he is.
I definitely want to ask this one. How about Haas?
Haas, there's no structure there. Man. There's no structure. I mean, whatsoever in Haas, there's just no structure. Fair. It's just YOLO. Do what you guys want.
That team might as well be the Big Brother house, bro. Like, honestly, it's just a DTS team.
Trust me.
Yeah. Make sure you grab your parts from the road when you're done, lads. Try not to break it too much. Is that coming out your pocket? Did you send your invoice for the front?
Pretty much.
But I feel like Hulkenberg should be the lead driver. For some reason, Hulkenberg gives me team leader more than K-Mag. And that's nothing against K-Mag, because K-Mag could drive. But I think in terms of lead, I think K-Mag is like a lone wolf.
Father Christmas.
Hulkenberg seems like the kind of person that can gather people around.
Yeah, I think that Hulkenberg has had like a more distinguished career than K-Mag. Mario says because Hulk is taller, and if we were to listen to Twitter logic, then tall men are the prize.
We are not. Short shaming and tall shaming.
Tall men never get shamed.
What other team is there?
That's the problem.
They do. Because why would
tall men only get shamed where they make being tall their personality. Yeah. Like on Twitter, 7'2". I'm like, bro, no one cares.
The thing is, they do. That's the problem.
Crazy. Unless you
that does work. Thandie, even that face, like it works.
Listen, my friends have tried to set me up. Honestly, I went on a date with a guy who was 5'5", and it literally felt like Little Big World walking around with him. I did not enjoy it. Little Big People, is it? Like,
look
welcome
at that.
To the big city.
Wow,
I was thinking, Like, please, like, I really was really embarrassed. It was really embarrassing walking around with the top. Yeah, I was well embarrassed.
It does look a bit mad. It does look a bit mad when someone's like, when it's like a mad.
Yeah, like I was going when we went to the bar. I was scared someone would like really add salt to it and be like, "Have you got any ID?" I was thinking, "Oh God, I will die on the spot right now if me and him get ID'd." That is embarrassing.
Yeah, no, I hear it.
I don't date small guys. I only date tall guys.
Wait, sorry.
She was saying she went on a date with a short person, so it looked like the hobbits roaming around.
I thought you went out with someone
It was giving
taller.
like nose.
Oh.
No. It was
No, but
giving...
super
That's
tall and
weird.
super
That-
short
yeah.
is a bit strange. When I witnessed
Why?
that, I'm like,
Yeah.
it just
Why?
looks strange. It just looks unbalanced. You know, like when things just, the universe just doesn't look like it's sitting well.
You guys,
you know, like,
you guys
I
are
don't
twisted
think,
people.
No.
I don't
There's
know.
a lot
Can't they just
worse
borrow you
things
some
happen.
Yeah, I guess so.
Tommy, I was gonna say something absolutely crazy there, but let me hold my tongue because the pair of you have really been annoying. Let's just go to our donkeys, please.
Just
Wow, wait, hold on.
Let's go.
Alfa Romeo, who's the lead driver?
Oh yeah, okay.
It's Bottas. Why are you debating that? It is
Because I like
Bottas.
Joe. I like Joe. It is
Yeah, I like
Bottas
him as well,
though.
but he's
Yeah,
not-
it is
he's not the
Bottas.
lead driver.
Williams.
It
Is that
seems
all the
like a
teams?
really Williams,
Albon and
Who
Sargent
races for Williams again?
the American
did
guy.
well. Did well.
Albon isn't a leader though. Albon doesn't give leader.
Yeah,
he gives
doesn't.
me.
James
follower
Vowles.
vibes.
Oops, softy.
Do you know who Albon reminds me of? Did anyone used to watch Futurama?
Yeah.
No.
Occasionally.
Do you remember Leela? Not Leela. Is it not Leela? Who is the Asian girl whose family had a farm?
I don't even know her name.
Wait, what was her name? What was her name?
Married. Amy Wong.
Amy Wong. So you know Amy Wong's
I
boyfriend.
know. Yeah.
I didn't watch that
feel
much
like
Futurama.
Amy Wong's boyfriend. Kid. That's what he sounds like.
He always sounds Kif Crocker.
Yeah, Kif.
He does sound a bit like Criff, who is an alien.
Like Kif was not a leader. Do you know what I mean? He used to just hide behind Zaf Brannigan,
Yeah.
the big guy. So yeah, bless him.
God, bless him. Well, look, Zach Brannigan, we've just been informed, but I do get it. I remember we knew what you were talking about. Okay, shall we get into stars and donkeys? Thandie, I'm gonna let you
Yes,
lead
please.
whilst I take a quick break.
Take a quick break. Cool. Okay. So
Who's your star of the day? And
Who's your-
wait, let me do Nyasha.
Okay.
You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. I am Nyasha, and I'm here with my wonderful co-host Thandie. Thandie, make some noise.
Woo! Oh wait, is the
All
sound
right.
is the sound on? Oh wait, no, it's not on.
Yeah.
I can't hear the sound effects.
Anyway, guys, what we're gonna get into is stars of the day and donkey of the day. So, Thandie, who is your star of the day?
Thandie. He goes, Thandie. Who is your star? Okay, so my star of the day is.
If you say Alonso, I swear to God, I'm out. I'm gonna drop my headphones. I'm gonna leave.
No, do you know what? My star of the day was actually Pierre Gasly because, listen, he's a simple
PG.
one. He's an easy person. Listen, with Pierre, nobody actually expected anything from him this race, and I think he did fairly well. In increasing,
I hear that.
yeah. So 100%,
I hear
I'm giving
that.
it to Pierre Gasly.
You
100%.
pussy, I
hear
didn't
that.
think I had
I hear
fucking
that.
headphones in it. You fucking crazy.
Because he knew you had headphones in.
I had every last bit. You motherfuckers. I can't believe I just got downstairs like, these motherfuckers are going in. I can't believe. I can't.
Nyasha, who's your star of the day? Who's your
Well,
star of the day,
Tomi
bro?
and Thandie.
Like, it's a pregnant pause before it's a pregnant pause. It gets you
Oh
every
my
time.
God.
So I
hilarious.
have just said Pierre
agree
Gasly
with
was
that.
my driver of the day. Yeah, were you not watching Pierre's progress throughout that race? I was on purpose because I needed to kind of make a point because I've always believed in Pierre. I don't think 9th is awful.
9th from 20th is incredible.
I don't think that's awful.
9th from 20th. I think he did a. I think he did a really long stint. He came in early, put some hards on, did a really long stint, and then was able to make his way through. So, I was a big fan. Like, to be fair, the Alpine was out of position. He shouldn't have been out in Q1 in the first place. So, I think there's that part to contend with. But as a recovery drive through the grid, I don't think. I think, yeah, 20th to 9th, you can't complain. You can't complain at all.
Okay, let's go over to Nyasha.
Thank you, Thandie.
Actually, no, let's go to Tomi because he's our guest. He's our guest. You have to be polite. I'm so sorry. Tomi, you said not to allow Alonso on this as a star. Obviously, you gave your "Still I Rise" speech. So, who is who's your star of the day?
I think my star of the day, probably Adrian Newey.
Ooh,
Okay.
that's a
Why?
good one.
Why?
Because that car finished 30 seconds ahead of everyone else.
No.
That's crazy. I'm giving it to Adrian Newey because that shit's fast, bro. Like that is like it's got downforce, it's got straight line speed, it's got mechanical grip, it's got drivability. It's literally the perfect car.
Have you seen that picture of Newey looking at the Mercedes and everyone kind of just looking at him like, I know he knows how to fix it.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Is it Newey still a freelancer at Red Bull? I swear he's not. On
I
the
think
payroll
he's
or
one of the. So, as part of the cost cap, your top 3 wages are not counted.
they're not.
And I think driver wages and top 3 personnel or top 3 highest wages in your company aren't counted. So I think Newey's not counted. I think there was rumours before that they had tried to put him as a contractor and then they found it, but I don't think there was any truth in that. Look, again, something Cameron said to me last year when all this started. He said, "There's one guy who knows how to design ground force effect cars, and that is Adrian Newey." He was about designing them when they were there in, I think, the 80s or whatever. Like, that Red Bull, Thandie, we described last year's Red Bull as a rocket ship.
Yeah.
And you know what, actually? I don't think they turned that car up. The only time they turned it up was when Max qualified in 14th in Belgium, and he was in first by after 14 laps, something like that. Before lap 15, he was first.
They haven't even turned it up.
They haven't, and they've not even turned it up.
No. That's
exactly,
fun,
right? So I think that's a great pick for. I don't know.
Which, by the way, just tells you, give them any penalty. These men are going to swoop past all your drivers either way, and they knew it. They've always known it. They don't care if you're going to give them these penalties because they always prepare for that. Adrian said, this one, they give you any penalty, any grease, you don't feel it, lad, because you're just going to storm right past them.
The car's a weapon. It's been well designed, man. You see,
Kudos to them,
the car going through corners, and it just looks like it's on rails, absolutely. And again, to finish 25 seconds ahead of other cars, that's insane. A Formula One car in 25 seconds
on a 2-stop strategy as well.
And Red Bull did soft, hard. Every other team did soft, hard.
It's
crazy.
So not only is their tire degradation better, but their outright speed is better.
The whole car. No one is beating Red Bull in any criteria.
The only you know what? The only chance we've got is somewhere like Monaco. Honestly, just Monaco, Singapore. Circuits when you just can't overtake at all, and you just hope.
No, but Nyash, you've got to think if they've already qualified.
That's what I'm just saying. Hopefully, someone qualifies in front of them. If Charles can stick it in the wall again or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's going to take. honestly, which is why I wasn't mad at what George said. I think George was just trying to emphasize, look, this is the gap that Red Bull have. They've not even turned the car up. If they're winning by 25 seconds to the next car, who's not a Red Bull, with the cars turned down,
crazy.
like, what can we do?
I never thought of you as a George Russell.
Me, I love George. I love
cool.
George. People almost hate that about me, that I open.
That you like him. Why?
I love
George as well.
I like
George
also
George.
like-
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with George. I don't know who people want in there. Like, I think sometimes, as I have said it before, like, some of you Team LH people, you're quite delusional.
No, do you know what they
Delusional.
want? They want another
Delusional.
puppet that's just going to be like Bottas and just be like... But you have to remember, Bottas cost us the driver championship. If this guy was where he needed to be, in the places he needed to be, if he hadn't fucked up Mexico, if he wasn't fucking around with George in 10th place in Imola, if he wasn't like... in Abu Dhabi, like, I think he had like an issue in Abu Dhabi. But I'm just saying, there's so many races where this guy was just not there. Spain, they asked him to move over and he was just like fucking around like, I don't think I'm going to do it. Like,
yeah, man. You're
bro,
not even in the running for the championship. And
the
you're still trying to get...
revisionism on Valtteri Bottas by Team LH because they don't like George Russell is crazy. At least George is getting the most out of this car. There were races where Valtteri Bottas wasn't even in the top 10. He was just rolling around. Like, we're just like, what the fuck is Valtteri doing today? Like, is he going to...
Talking about porridge, bro. Like, what?
We literally...
I ain't trying to hear that.
Okay. Let's move on to Nyasha's.
Did I not have one?
Are we on?
I don't think I gave a star yet. No, I think Tommy gave his. I'll be quick.
Okay.
Adrian Newey was a good one. My star of the day. God, there were some good ones. I thought Hulkenberg did really well, considering. You know what? I think it was the day for the. It was the day for the people who were disregarded. I think a lot of people disregarded Logan Sargent, and I think he did really well. I know Mario's going to be really happy about that. I think... after you.
You said Hulkenberg.
I think
he got 15.
But I think his qualifying performance was good. No, I think for him to qualify ahead of Magnussen, considering what Magnussen has done in that car, I thought that was good. Obviously, I don't think that Haas has got great pace, and I think that's probably shown in why he finished 15th. But for him to qualify where he did was really good. That doesn't help Mario. So I think my drive, and Yuki did really well as well to get 11th, and that double overtake that he did as well, reminiscent of Hamilton's in Silverstone. But I think I'm gonna go my star of the day. It's gonna be Lance Stroll, man. Like, for him to have that car accident, the bike accident. Sorry, he had a surgery in his pin in his wrist. Injured this arm, he had a broken toe as well, and for him to get in that car and perform the way he did, I just think that's. I knew that was coming. I knew it.
Because let's be fucking honest, Lance Stroll finished behind Hamilton. So what are we gonna say?
Nah, and also, bro, like, come on, man. If you got all those injuries, you're putting everyone else at risk because of what pride. Come on, man. Like, why are you even there, bro? Like, you got a broken man was turning the car like this, you know, like going around corners. Like, come on, man. He was using his wrist to turn the car. Nah, to me, he shouldn't have been in the car in the first place. Because if there was a serious accident,
to turn the car, but finish right behind your goat.
Yeah, and he was in a super fast car that finished on pole, and he's still behind a wheelbarrow that is the W14. Come on, man. I think Lance Stroll, I think he should have just missed this race, my personal opinion. Do some more healing, because for all we know now, he's made it worse for himself. Okay. You don't know.
Fair play.
Anyway.
He's got 2 weeks to get better, but I understand. I just think if he was to finish a lot further behind, for him to finish in front of George in a Mercedes, given the injuries, like, you know what I mean? So, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm just saying, I think it was a good performance. It's quick. I think that shows just how quick that Aston Martin is.
Scary times we are living in. Anyway,
very scary.
right.
Thandie, after you.
Yeah. Donkeys of
can I
the
play
day,
the
lads.
sound? Let me check if it's
please.
on. According to you, pricks.
Hee haw, you stupid motherfucker, you dumb.
Wait, hold on. Thandie, is that your voice?
No,
Why does that
Remy
sound
Ma.
like you?
that's what's worrying. It's Remy Ma.
That literally sounds
Should we
like
play
your
again?
voice.
Hold on. Is this Thandie?
Go on.
Hee haw, you stupid motherfucker, you
The,
dumb.
That's how
the
I remember
hee-haw,
to
the
you.
hee-haw does.
I thought it was
Really?
more the
Then-
after bit. The
Put those
hee-haw.
philosophies together and the whole thing sounds like you. Crazy times we're living in.
Crazy times we're living in. Anyway, so I'm gonna go to Donkey, and I'm gonna go to you, Tommy, as our guest.
My donkey of the day.
Your donkey of the day.
Alpine with Esteban. How many issues did he have? He had like 7 or 5 penalties or something, isn't it?
Starting in the wrong place, so he was too far forward.
That's his fault.
Then when he did his stop go penalty, they started like straight away
bro.
screwing,
I was watching like
taking
this guy's alright.
the nose off straight away, and then after he went out, they're like, "Oh, sorry, you were speeding into the."
Oh my god!
Oh my, my head would have been
disaster.
hot. Like my head would have been hot. Like I would have.
You know them
Oh
ones
my
where
God.
you're turning the corner, you can't even make it because you're thinking about other
Do you
stuff.
know when you're just driving down the street, or you're just walking out, and you just think of like a random violation that's happened to you, and like, nah, actually, like, what the fuck? I can't believe they just said that to me. Like, I feel like I just, oh my god, honestly, apparently they didn't play his on board for like 15 laps. I can imagine the conversation on the phone. I can't even imagine what he was saying to those guys on the phone. So yeah, no, Alpine for sure. That's a really good one, man.
I think that's literally the same one as
Really?
mine, to be fair. That was such idiotic behaviour from all of
Yeah,
them.
that instead of them to, you would think that they would be extra cautious at that first penalty, but no.
Mate.
The mechanic just went. The car
Mate.
pulled up, and he was like, "Oh, here we go."
Do you know how that's like? I mean, we've got a Ferrari and we've got a Mercedes, but that is like, honestly, that's. I almost think that is one of the worst things, because at least with like a breakdown in communication over tires, I don't know, like there's 4 tires and you've got to get them all right. All you've got to do is just not touch that car for 5 seconds. Someone's there with a clock. Like, don't touch the car.
Yeah.
He's literally come in because he fucked up. Don't touch the car until we say. And this guy.
And he
Oh,
went,
fuck it. I just find that incredible. That's one of the worst things I've ever seen.
I also do want to note, did anyone, I do actually want to put the Ferraris in there. I'm actually going to put Charles for even signing that contract in general, yeah. Also, did anyone see the picture of him like riding off when he got a lift on the
Yeah.
Vespa, just in the back, looking extra
Yeah,
sad?
when he was even.
Wah, wah,
I forgot to put that
wah.
one. Should we laugh at him?
Wah.
"Wait, hold on,
Oh,
McLaren."
Bit of a weak laugh.
this is like you know in a sitcom
Yeah,
when,
like canned laughter.
when like our favorite cousin comes in and
Tommy! Like,
Like I was saying.
didn't think you'd let me back up in here.
Are you guys trying to get some bread?
Oh, Tommy, you always getting bread.
You always in my kitchen drinking my juices.
They should have never given black people sound
They
effects,
should
boy.
never given black people kids the mic. Defund the Quick Stop F1 pod.
Okay, no, that was.
Me and Yash found the burn book on Twitter of people chatting shit about
I
it.
was gonna wait for
It
that.
makes me laugh so much because
I think we should address it. because I think it's funny, but I think.
Do you want me to read the tweet
Should we
out?
just do it now? Fuck it, why not?
Yeah, I'll read the tweet out.
Do you know what? Whilst you're finding that,
Sex.
so you're probably the same. There's things that I don't know about until I start seeing things in my notifications because you've tweeted something or someone's tweeted something.
Right.
So I remember seeing your tweet like, "Oh, I hate those I hate those guys. Those guys are awful." I was like, "Who the fuck is she talking to?" And then when you go down the rabbit hole, so I clicked that tweet. This guy's saying we're racist, and then I'm like, "Oh, we're blocked." By the way, we're blocked by so many people. It is every other day.
That's how you know
it's crazy. So,
you're blocked. We is crazy. You're blocked by many people.
Oh, can I ask you? Do you know what I found out? I'm blocked by that rapper. What's her name? Mulatto. Is that her name? What's her name?
Big Latto.
Bro, I've never heard a song of hers. I've never interacted with her. I've never said nothing. I was just scrolling one day. I was like, you cannot see this tweet. I was like, who the hell is this? Clicked. I was like, why am I blocked by Big Latte? I was like, bro, I've never spoken about her.
That's right. But you know what? Yeah, like that happens to me quite a lot, and I'm like, obviously I run my mouth, so I understand. But also sometimes I'm like, I've never said anything. Like, there's a lot of times where I've not said anything directly to that person, but maybe they just like people just see something that you've said, and they're like, you know what? I'm not having that. Like,
Fam, I could not give two shits. I want to let you all know that you internet freaks are fucking weirdos. You are not real life. You do not pay my bills. I could not give a shit when I see somebody has blocked me or has, chatting shit. I just find it so funny that you're chatting shit about me and you still haven't tagged me. And then when I tag you,
they're quiet.
Back, it's like, haha, friendly fire.
People do that people do that on TikTok as well. People will say something mad on TikTok. As soon as I address it, oh, nah, bro, you inspire me, man. I like you, man. I was just saying it. Ha ha ha. Keep going. I'm like, shut up.
Keep going
man.
is what they love doing. Keep going.
Keep
But
going.
basically,
I'm gonna go and block you. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, basically, we just,
have you got the tweet out? Do you want me to carry on? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Of course I do. Yeah.
Shoot.
Okay, so first tweet was, actually, to be fair, I can't see the top one because I think I've been blocked. But it said, when do we start calling them out for the prejudice they have towards people who are not black? It's the most backward racist shit I've ever seen in the F1 community. P.S. I'm black and despise anything I see or hear.
Do you know?
He said, P.S.
Were
I'm black.
the person that wrote that, were they really black?
You couldn't see.
If they were black, it's giving...
It's giving, dude.
It's giving.
It's giving,
Turn around and
Yeah.
dude.
I'm giving
Pokemon.
It's giving my
Yu-Gi-Oh.
friends call. My friends call me. My name was Tana. And when we all dress up as Scooby Doo,
I was just about to say
that. You know.
And I'm Scooby, dude. I'm Scooby. And it's so cool. Cause it goes in my skin color, dude.
Those gross, dirty Africans, man. Like, totally. Like, come on. Just come to America, man.
Slavery was a long time ago, dude. Slavery was a real long time ago.
Nobody ever wants to listen to the perspective of the freaking slave owner. He had feelings, too. That's what it's giving.
Dude.
Yeah, dude.
Welcome to Good Burger, dude. But like I was saying, that person probably isn't black.
Oh, that was so good.
It's hard getting. Do you know what? One word I let ring off is coon. It's giving hard, bad coon. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but there's things called raccoons, and they shuck and they jive on the internet, and you are a perfect example
Do you know,
of
that's
that.
how I got kicked off
you be
the
well.
Quickstop account the day Lewis came back last year because I called someone a coon, and then they kicked me off the account, and then Lewis Hamilton came back that day, and I was just like, you know that DW meme when she's looking from the outside, everyone's just having fun. I'm just like, oh my god, I can't believe this. There was another.
If you are a man who goes to the pub and allows white people to call you Black John, you're part of the problem.
Specific.
You know them people who are like, oh yeah, that's... Hey, you get them all the time. Like, Black John, you know,
Yeah.
oh, I know Black John.
There was
Fuck
someone
off,
else
mate.
who said,
Anyway.
oh, by the way, the tweet in question that they were replying to was Someone saying, truly nothing makes me happier than knowing people like this will always feel deeply robbed by what happened in AD21. Warms my heart. And I basically said that Abu Dhabi shows that karma doesn't exist because good things happen to bad people. And then everyone just started going. So it wasn't even like race was mentioned. It wasn't like I called Max Verstappen some kind of like slur. I was just saying, like, I just don't think that is like, you know, these guys are eating and they've been eating since that day and they're carrying away with it. This guy said, those quick stop assholes should be banned for life. They spread so much hate about Max everywhere. They are online. It's disgusting. Happy to see them unhappy. They deserve to suffer.
So how about this one? You should watch Quickstop F1's live shows from 2021. Never seen anything like that in F1. A bunch of aggressive black supremacists who milk the term racism
Blacks. Oh my God.
Who milk the term like Zionists milk anti-Semitism. They should be shunned by all humanity. Their F1 knowledge is so laughable, by the way.
What the fuck was that?
Go, Chan.
Was that on that thread?
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
That is
Let me tell you something. Nigger. I can say all I want because I'm black, and I support Lewis Hamilton because he black, and I support Nyasha because he also black, and I like Thandie because she black too. I like my blacks and I like them black. That's how I like them. Calling me a black ain't doing nothing but hurting yourself, bro.
I like my coffee like I like my F1 drivers. Blackity black. Blackity black. Black is my tobacco spit. Okay? No, but honestly, like I just find it like, you know, we were just at Tomo and Aldous' thing the other day. Like, congratulations to those guys in the live show. They've always supported. You know, a lot of these guys, you check them out. They'll be listening to Engine Mode, Dan and Break on the Fraudulent podcast. Congratulations to you guys. These guys are former Red Bull employees, being biased, slandering drivers. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, but these guys are successful off of it. You've got people who literally know nothing about Formula One being invited to races, interviewed by Sky Sports. But God forbid we said that Max Verstappen moans on the radio. You know what? It's a good job. Someone said to me the other day, why did they take that video down of like the red flags thing? Because of all the racist abuse, they should have kept it up. And I said, you have no idea. I've never seen racism at that level in my life. When we were on the Red Flags podcast and there was a video and then there was a bunch of racist shit.
I remember.
It was on Instagram. You went over to TikTok. It was even worse. Like, I've never seen racism on that scale. The hate that people have for us, I have to say it, I'm sorry, is so disproportionate to the hate everyone else gets. And you're so lucky that we have tough skin. Because, well, maybe you're unlucky. Because we're still going to be here. And in fact, every time you say shit like that, we read it and we laugh and we make better shit. We make better merch. We do better live shows. We've had 2 sold out. Someone told me that no one listens to our podcast. Bro, we've literally had 2 sold out live shows. We've done more live shows than anyone in the F1 industry. Like, are you dumb? We probably sold better merch than anyone in the F1 industry. Like really consider, like, because you don't like us, you think that we don't have this, like, place within the sport, and we do. So keep sending us shit like that. We're still going to grow. But I will say, I find it very jarring that we have to be subjected to that. Simply because we're not the good little blacks that they hire for all these little platforms to do their bidding and chat their shit. And we're never going to be that.
I ain't going to do that.
We're never going to be that.
Never, ever. Do you know how hard it is to be a black person? Do you know how hard it is to be a black person that likes F1? Do you know how hard it is to be a black person that likes F1 and likes Twitter? Do you know how hard it is to be a black person that likes F1, likes Twitter, likes Mercedes, and is in a shit car? Shit's hard, man.
Yeah, throw the car in for a bit of sympathy, like, do you know what I mean? So anyway, like, yeah, it's bad. Look, Thandie.
Still I cry.
That's definitely the podcast title.
Still I cry. Still I cry.
Still I cry.
I don't know.
Shout out to Mario coming with fire.
Tandy,
Trust me.
I don't know. Was there anything else you wanted to say on that? I know you brought it up. Was there anything else you wanted to say on that? Yeah.
Fuck all. Like, I don't know. Like, I had someone telling me they wanted to shoot me the other day. Shoot me and see what happens. But
Do you know what's funny? A lot of these people are just like in real life.
You see
they're
the
probably
picture?
like 12 years old.
yeah, like freaking 40-year-old men wanking off on the internet. Fuck off, you old prick.
Sorry, no,
Anyway.
fuck them.
Back
to the podcast.
Yeah, trust me.
I'm gonna give, before we end, can I just do a quick donkey? I don't know if it's my turn or not, but quick ones.
Go on.
Thandie, your guys. McLaren.
I knew you were going to say that.
No?
Before we start this season, I want to make it very, very,
Yeah.
very clear.
No?
No, I'm not a
okay.
McLaren fan.
I think so. We can't talk about
McLaren
them.
fan.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh no, you can.
I
Yeah,
thought that's what
when
you were
did I say
saying
that?
just now, so I was like, oh. Okay,
Oh
cool.
no. No.
No?
I'm not a McLaren fan.
Did,
Please.
did that end when Daniel
Proceed.
Ricciardo fell off though?
Beautiful merch though.
Merch is good. I'll give this, especially the golf stuff,
Beautiful
really
merch.
good. To be fair,
Yeah, real nice merch.
yeah, McLaren. Oscar Piastri out on lap 20, I think, with some kind of, I want to say hydraulics or gearbox issue. And obviously Lando with the hydraulics issue throughout the race.
Piastri was
Electronic, thank you, yeah. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's peak for these, man, at the moment. Like, it's bad. They are the second worst car.
That's what happens when you invest in advertisements. And
But
not in
surely
your
that
car.
money should be going into the tech. Like, are they just plugging holes with all of this adverts and not?
I don't think you guys understand the dire situation McLaren as an organization is in. So McLaren had to sell their HQ to then rent it back because they needed liquid cash. They also had to sell their collection of classic McLaren race-winning cars in order to raise funds to run the company. McLaren Cars, as in the supercar manufacturing company, they have produced several cars ranging from the 650S, 720S, 675 LT, so on and so forth. They have had numerous issues to the point where they're putting the untrained guys on the production line and having the trained guys be the ones to fix the cars when they return. So McLaren as an organization is just messed up. And also, Daniel Ricciardo left and had to get paid out. So they just don't have the money to do anything right now.
It is peak, and it's a shame for a great British institution. Thandie, I'll ask you a quick question before we go. Oh, so did you give your donkey? Yeah?
Yeah, she did.
Who's in the worst death row contract, Lando Norris or Charles Leclerc?
Oh,
Yeah.
Lando Norris,
Lando
easy.
Norris.
Come on.
Now that I know
At
that,
least-
Lando Norris. I was literally
Charles
just gonna
is
say
winning
that,
at
yeah.
least, though.
At least Charles is right at the top. I'd rather
Yeah.
be than.
I'd rather be
yeah.
death row at the top than...
And you know what's even
Death row,
deeper?
your excuses
You know
next
Charles
week.
does not chat shit. Charles hasn't got a gob on him.
Yeah.
The other one does have a
You
gob
just-
on him, and so it's a bit peak for him. But
Lando says a lot of stuff unprovoked, you know? I'm like, bro, like, just keep quiet.
Yeah.
that I know what comment you're talking about as well.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah, I
And
know
then,
what
you know,
comment
the
you're
thing
on
is,
about.
though, we tweeted about it, and then everyone tweets like, he received death threats, you can't talk about it. It's like, bro, you know, like, one person said something. It's not going to...
He received death threats. He just
Yeah,
let me
receive
do
death
it.
threats on a daily basis.
That's like you for real.
Wow. It
Spend
looks
the
like I'm
day
looking
in
at
our
myself.
DMs. Spend the day in our mentions. I beg you. Then talk to me. Look, guys, you know what, yeah? I'm not going to lie to you. This has actually been one of my most favourite podcasts. I don't know, like, it's been... Actually, you know, it's been...
Stop
No,
the cap.
you know why? It's been fluid.
It's been
He does
fluid.
this
It's been
every
fluid. No,
time,
the
guys.
other ones were great because, you know, we just had a lot of shit to talk about. It was hectic and we were calling people niggers and, you know, Team LHU and, like, do you know what? Do you know what I was, I think I was watching the other day. Were you, I think you were on that one, Tommy. The Miami one. Were you on the Miami one? And there was a point where Thandie was like, Verstappen got a police escort, and Thandie was like, well, you know, police often
I
escort.
was there.
We're criminals to their place. I think that was a good episode. So yeah, we've got, and yeah, there was a penis piercing episode. So we've had a lot of classic episodes, but it's just lovely to be back talking F1. I wouldn't want to be talking F1 with anyone else. However, there is someone else who is going to bring one more topic to us. Mario, the producer. I'm going to call this Mario's Minute. Mario, you've got a minute,
Mario.
You've got a minute to make an impact right now. And remember, you're on probation, bro, so you better make this count.
All right, so first thing I want...
I mean,
let me talk. Well, give me my minute, goddamn. All right. So first thing I want you guys to do is overreact. It's just one race, but rank the 3 rookies.
Okay, so Mario, I'd like to note that I actually didn't know what a rookie was until 2 weeks ago, and Nyasha had to tell me what a rookie was.
Nick, Oscar, and Logan.
So
how are they going to end the end of the season based on this one race? Just you don't have to give me the position.
Based on like the points that they get this
final
season.
Rankings.
Oh right, no.
Yeah, based on the points. I thought you meant like give me a specific number of points, which is crazy. So based on one race,
I think Logan's gonna.
I was gonna say I think the Americans at the top.
Yeah.
I think you gave me Nick. Okay, so it'd be Logan, DeFries, and then Oscar Piastri. Yeah. Currently,
Williams are in a better position. So you think at the end of the season? I think at the end of the season it's gonna be
Nick.
What's homeboy's name again?
DeFries.
Logan Sargent.
No, what's the other guy?
Logan Sargent.
I was gonna say Logan Paul. I think Logan's gonna be top out of the.
So the Williams.
Yeah,
the Williams.
Logan's in the Williams. Nick DeVries is in the AlphaTauri.
Bro, yeah, you know what? Logan.
Yeah.
Nick.
Yeah.
I think Logan, Nick, and then what's the other guy's
name? Oscar Piastri.
Piastri.
Yeah. I don't think that McLaren's gonna make it through many races this year.
I think I'm gonna disagree. I think this suited the Williams a lot. This track, and Albon said as much, and it's still fundamentally the slowest. Well, we'll see. I think I need to see Williams on like a. If Williams aren't the slowest car, then that's a massive step forward. Like if they're ahead of.
Wait, pause. What team's Logan Sargent in?
Williams.
They nearly both got out of
Next
Q3. But
I mean Albon.
Albon. My brain went mad. Because you know Nick was in.
Yeah. No, I hear it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if you saw the pace that Yuki had today, if Nick gets up to speed and has that pace, then I think he's got more chance of getting points than Logan Sargent does at Williams. That's only.
That's true. Actually, Nick is in AlphaTauri. Yeah. I had it the other way around. Nick, Logan, Oscar.
Yeah. But definitely, as long as we all mutually agree here, Mario, that you are not going to see a freaking. Oh my God! Why have I lost it? McLaren, sorry, a McLaren car at the top. Then we're fine. I think that's what we've mutually agreed. I think maybe it might. To be fair, it might have been quite luck with Logan. Because I just never thought of Logan as
same. No. Yeah, same.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I'm 100% agreed.
We've got
one more.
We've got 2 more overreactions for you guys. Is George Russell going to beat Lewis Hamilton by the end of the season?
The gloves off. The gloves are off, man.
Hey, your minute is over.
You wasted your minute.
No more
one shot. You had one.
This is a layup. I'm giving you a layup, bro. It's an alley-oop. Look at you guys. All right, last one. Aston Martin. Are they beating Ferrari?
No.
Aston Martin.
Let's not start that fucking agenda.
Historically, they have not been able to keep up with the upgrade curve. So no, I don't think so. I think the car's good now. A couple upgrades are gonna come. The car's gonna be less normal.
I think this is as good as it's gonna get for a while. But they are good. So I'm going to say no, just because heritage always does seem to win out in the end. For Aston Martin to become the second quickest car over the course of 23 races, a lot has to go wrong at Ferrari and Mercedes. And obviously it's going wrong at Mercedes, but for Lightning to strike twice in the same place, well, in a different place, yeah, I can't see it. So I'm going to say no, but ask me in 6 or 7 races. It'll be interesting to see.
All right, those are the 3 points I had for you. Last 2 things I'll say. We didn't mention this, but at the end of the race, when Fernando Alonso was being interviewed, Lance Stroll comes over to him and gives him a quick hug, and he says something. And I wasn't able to tell what he actually said. And I read that what he said was, "Yes, man, you're happy, no? You're happy you're not an Alpine. Happy that you're in the green car now."
Bro. I can't believe it.
He's talking the most, bro. He's talking.
Lance was...
Take my strong hand.
Take my strong hand. No, you guys, I have to go. So, thank you for joining us at the Quick Stop F1 podcast. My name is Thandie, and thank you for always joining us. Obviously joined by my co-star and co-host, Nyasha. Woo! Put some
okay, do I get some sound effects for myself? Oh, do you want to...
Yeah, of course, because I can't show you.
Okay.
Okay, go on. And our lovely guest, as always, a recurring person, Tomi.
And thank you so much to you, Thandie.
Thank you so much.
What a guest you've been. What a guest, what a host you've been. Thank you for filling in when I was gone, chatting shit about me, but still making it absolutely hilarious as usual. And thank you to you guys at home. Make sure you like, subscribe, give us a rating. We hope you enjoy this extra long episode. We're happy to.
Make sure you follow me on TikTok.
Follow Thandie on TikTok. Where is it? Thandie Spander?
Thandie.
We'll put the link in the description. We'll put the link for the description for our TikTok and everything, and the Patreon. Thank you, Tomi. Thank you, Thandie. And remember, Thandie,
keep it on the black stuff.
Thanks very much, guys. Thanks, Mario. Thanks, Chris. Bye bye. Look, mate, if you've got this far, clearly you like what we do. So here's a link to subscribe to the Quick Stop F1 family. Give that a click. And here's another link to some more cool on our channel. Sorry, cool stuff. And remember, no matter what happens, keep it on the black stuff. Click the stuff. Click the links. Click the links. Click the links. There. They're there.